forget. I'm going to get rid of my gum because that's rude. All right. I see the mom smiling. Yeah, you probably already know I had gum in my mouth. All right. So as we get started, we don't normally start this way, but I like to go off of inspiration. And one thing that I was thinking about, as Stephanie started talking, and this idea that because Stephanie started, 21,000 people have joined this health and wellness movement. What could you do, right? If you choose today to get on track, get on the road of health and wellness, and decide today to live a life of physical freedom and financial freedom, right? Regardless of how long it takes you, because that's not the point. The point is getting on the road to financial and physical freedom and health, right? And if you choose to do that today, if this is the right answer for you, who knows how many lives you will bless because you decided to do that. And I heard somebody say, one person told me, your mission is to change the world. How can you possibly do that? And I thought to myself, well, look at Stephanie. She changed her world, and she has changed thousands of other people's worlds. So just by helping one person or yourself, you are in fact changing worlds. So I love it. Thank you guys all for being with us tonight. And thank you for being a part of this movement, because it's a sacrifice to be here. Even if you're like Erica and you're in your bed, ready in your pajamas, ready to sleep, we're so grateful that she joined. And we're so thankful that you guys are all a part of this, because this is our family. So thank you, and welcome. And let's get started. And on cue. All right. So Isagenix, what is it? Either Isagenix really, really well, or you're brand new to this world and you have no idea the miracle that Isagenix has been to thousands of people. And what is the hype? Well, we hope tonight to help you see what it's all about and answer some of your questions. We also hope that as you're watching, you'll do two things. All right. As you're watching, I hope that you'll write down any questions that you have. So get a piece of paper out. And if you have any thoughts or questions, write them down, because you're going to have time at the end to ask those questions. And we know that each of our journeys are different. And so your question is important. In fact, it might help somebody else who has the same question but is too scared to ask. All right. So write those questions down. And second, as you're watching, if you think of somebody who you think could possibly use this too, and who could possibly join you because they too need some of the solutions that we're going to talk about, I want you to do the really brave thing and write their name down, okay? And we'll talk more about that later. But the mission statement of Isagenix is to impact world health and free people from physical and financial pain, and in the process, create the most trusted and respected health and wellness company in the world. The reason why this is so important, especially where it says respected, the most trusted and respected health and wellness company in the world, is in part because of our next slide. We talk a lot about disclaimers, because in Isagenix, we don't claim to, treat illnesses, diagnose anyone. We don't claim that if you join Isagenix, all your problems are going to go away. But we do know a couple of things. And one is that when you fuel your body with beautiful nutrition, your body can become a miracle, and who knows what will happen. We also know that when you immerse yourself into a really great culture that believes in you, you are now on the road to personal growth and success. And so all the stories you're going to hear tonight and that you hear on these One Team Story calls, it took work, it took, sweat and tears, it took sacrifice, it took commitment. It didn't come easily, and they're not guaranteed. Okay. All right, good. Thumbs up, we're good. Okay, so next week, we are going to be adding some more speakers, and we just got confirmation of a few presenters that we're super excited about that are going to be joining us here soon in the future. But this Thursday, look at this woman. If she doesn't, exemplify health and wellness, I don't know who does. We're so excited to have Lisa Lona on our call next Thursday, and we hope that you guys will join in and invite your friends to hear her too. And you'll be seeing flyers going up soon, so pay attention so you'll know who else is joining her. All right, with that being said, I have the honor of, wow, my heart actually, my throat caught a little bit there, Stephanie. I wasn't expecting that, but I am so grateful for this woman. I'm so grateful for this mom and friend and wife, and just this beautiful woman that is showing up every single day. And not only did she change her life, like we talked about already, but she also has helped over 21,000 people change their lives. And that's not all, guys, because she has impacted thousands of people across our company and in her neighborhood and community because of her spirit, her energy, her authenticity and realness, her vulnerability, and her incredible leadership. She shows up when everybody else hides. She's so brave, and I'm so proud to call her friend and be a part of her story. So, Stephanie, take over, and I can't wait to hear from you, and then Kimberly will follow.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Trisha. I mean, it is an honor to have partnered with you for all of this and all the creations that have happened and the stories that we've been able to share and more people to impact. And so I thank you, and I thank every single one of you for coming. I know many of you come every single week, and we couldn't be more appreciative and honored that you do that. And we know that you love this. We know that you love the stories and the feeling and the energy that comes from this. So it just keeps us going every single time. I'm going to quickly scroll through my pictures because I don't know if I can multitask the same way I used to. So I'm going to do this and I'll start my story. But guys, if you just joined us, one thing I'm really starting to experiment with is asking people to come on the video and to show, again, no pressure if you don't want to or if you cannot, but if you can, and go ahead and show yourself and receive the energy. What we're trying to do and what we did in the beginning with these calls was we wanted to create a community and an environment where people felt comfortable and they had a happy place and a positive place to come. And that happens when the energy can flow. And so right now we're just asking people to be a pebble in the water, be a ripple effect, and come through. So here's a little bit of my transformation. That was the first day I started, right? Nobody wants to take that picture at all, but it is gold, it is needed. And then that was at my thinnest. I'm like, look, baby, I haven't weighed this since I was a teenager. So we snapped that shot really fast. And then this was, I challenged myself throughout this entire process. We continue to get new challenges in our lives. And I have learned by doing all the personal development that I've been receiving for the last 27 years, always say yes, right, to a challenge. Maybe not to yes to everything, but yes to challenges. And so one of the challenge that I received in life was to be a dancer for a charity foundation, Dancing with the Stars. And so we did Phantom of the Opera. That's my good friend Billy. And we rehearsed and challenged ourselves, and it was absolutely incredible. And I don't think I would have done that without this program. I wouldn't have had the body, I wouldn't have had the stamina, I wouldn't have had the mental capability. So these are just some of the things that Isagenix has offered me. All right, so here's a little bit of my before picture. All right, again, one of those that we just don't like, but they end up being gold. You can see how puffy the face is, how squinty my eyes are. I didn't have my teeth done by then either. And of course, I don't like my haircut, but we can talk about many stuff. And then, you know, one of my proudest achievements, who would have thought that a box that arrived on my doorstep full of food could have taken our family to changing me, and I'm going to go into more detail, but changing my health to give them the mom that I wanted to be for them that I wasn't. And then becoming the mom, getting the health, giving it to them, being educated on health, and to allowing our family to have an income that we never dreamed would be possible, ever. And it's such an honor to be a part of that. So here's my family. I'll flip through this. This was last year when we could we could socialize, and now we're starting a family business. So my son is now actually working with me. I'm so excited. He's not as thrilled as I am, but I'm just telling you a little quick story about how this all began, how it all started. And basically, I want to, first of all, I have lots of family members on tonight. My mom, my mother-in-law, my brother are all on. So I really appreciate it. They've been coming the last couple of weeks, and it just means the world to have your family by your side and holding hands. Right? We get to choose our friends and we get to choose our community. And that's what this community has been for me for so many years, and I'm extremely thankful. But then to get your blood family in as well. So thank you all for being here. But I want to start with my mom, and I want to start with my family, because I think that's where all of this really truly began. I grew up with a family who we grew our own food. We literally ate off the land, and we my parents had a garden. We had fruit trees, we had vegetables. My dad was still is a hunter and a fisherman, and we literally didn't buy from the store. Everything we ate came from my family, and it was done from different reasons. One, my parents had the skill and the knowledge, and I'm so thankful for that. And of course, the health. We didn't talk about it. We didn't talk about the education of what that meant, because that just wasn't the time in our lives. It wasn't a big deal to worry about nutrition and worry about nutrition being depleted. It just was what it was for us. But things. So thank you, Mom. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for doing that. But then as we become adults, we make our own decisions and life changes, right? So what happened for me is my husband and I, we've been together for 28 years, and celebrating, I think, 29 years in just a couple weeks. But we still lived a very active lifestyle. We're hikers and sailors, and we do lots of different activity. But I started to eat the standard American diet. And as we all know, it's called SAD, right? And so I didn't notice any difference in my life until I started getting pregnant. And then with my first baby, that's when everything changed. I started getting lazy. I started to continue to eat that SAD diet with my child, but I was okay with it. I just didn't know any better. I didn't think about it. And we just continued. But I piled on some weight, right? It wasn't a nervous weight with the doctor, but it was weight. And I didn't take it off. I made a decision when I had him that I was going to be a stay-at-home mom, and I was actually a work-at-home mom. I always have been, except for my third child. And I didn't worry about getting the weight off. We just played activities on the floor and read books, and that's all it was. But I found myself hiding behind these clothes that I never thought I would wear, hiding behind the camera, looking in the mirror going, whoa, not really looking like your friends right now, and being a little disappointed. But I still didn't do anything about it until I got that drastic news with my second child that I had gestational diabetes. And that's when everything changed. It was just huge. It was massive for Brad and I, and especially me, because I didn't grow up with anything like that. That wasn't something I was going to go through. That's not me whatsoever. And all of a sudden, I had a healthy pregnancy with him. I had one of the healthier. I had 2 really healthy pregnancies, and I stayed within my weight, but I had already done the damage. It was already accomplished. So I like to fix things. When there's a problem, I fix it. So I'm like, all right, we're going to cleanse and detox every single thing about our bodies. And I had been with another company that I helped form at that point. And so I really started diving into the nutrition. I already was, but it still wasn't enough, right? I knew I needed more. So then by the time I had my third baby, or pregnant, again, still having the most incredible pregnancies, because I wasn't going to go through that again. I wasn't going to have the possibility of giving my children diabetes. And that's what can happen with gestational diabetes. You can pass it on. My dad's a diabetic type 2. So I had a lot of factors happening. Got to fix that. So I had a great pregnancy with him as well. But it was 4 months after I gave birth that everything changed. And that's when I met this woman. She did a newspaper ad at our school of, come join me. Let's walk the track. Let's get to know each other, and let's have some fun. So I'm like, I'm in. I'm already exercising. I need more. I want to meet moms. I want to meet more people in the neighborhood. He was in kindergarten, brand new at the school. And so we started just walking around the track and getting to know each other. But then one day, she handed, not too far into the relationship, she handed me one of these. And it was different then, but it's called Hydrate. And at that point, it was called, Do You Want More Energy? And I was in a place in my life where it took me 15 years to have children. Now I'm at 19 years from the time I was married to this third child. I was napping every single day. I would literally lay down on the couch when they were all put together. I'd throw on some TV shows. They'd wake me up when the commercials came on. I would forward through them as fast as I could so I could go back into a deep sleep for 15 minutes. This continued for 2 hours every single day for 5 months until I received this. Now, here's the biggest problem with that is I didn't want to fix it. You know how I like to fix things? I didn't even care. I just wanted to sleep. That's all that mattered to me is I needed to sleep. So what can I do to entertain my children who I desperately wanted and waited for 19 years, 15? Is I just wanted to sleep. But as soon as she gave me that, I ran home. And if anyone knows me and my mom is a runner, I'm not a runner. I do not like to run. I ran home from the school. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have energy. And I played with my kids. Then the next day I saw her again and she handed me more and I ran home. We started running around the track. We started doing sprints together. She gave me more. She gave me more to give away. And I'm like, whoa, life just seriously changed. And I'm like, this is really cool. Then we talked about getting some more of the product. And she's like, you know, she made this comment. And I want you to understand how blunt this was. And it was the best statement anyone could ever say to me. I know how you can drop those 20 pounds that you want to drop. Like, great, I'm in. No one's ever offered that to me before. I've had personal trainers push me to exercise and push me to do fitness, but nobody's ever offered me a nutrition that would change my life. And that's what happened. I got that box. And within 4 days, and probably really within like the first day, I was no longer hangry and hangry. Oh my gosh, hangry. I was no longer a little sad. I was up. I was running around. I was playing soccer with my children. We weren't watching TV anymore. And this is literally 4 days into it. We were up and moving around. However, during that time period, I chose not to work for that moment. So I didn't have any income coming in. For the first time in my life, I was truly a stay-at-home mom, and I wanted to be. But also my husband took paternity leave, not willingly, right before I gave birth. So we literally had no money coming in. We were living off a severance. And I'm like, how am I going to continue? I like this. I understand how this works. I was already in direct sales. How am I going to continue? And she's like, don't worry about that. Let's just continue to the other moms around the track that are doing this with us. So we did. And one by one, each of those moms were like, oh, I see your figure going like this. I want to do what you're doing. I see your energy level. You have just changed 100%. I want what you are. We had a tasting party. We got together, 5 of them enrolled. I made $600. Bam, I had next month's pack paid for. Because in between running out of that shake that she gave me and that the pack that I had, I went back to that other product that I was actually a part of making. It was a very, very good, high dense nutrient product, but I went right back to being hangry, unenergized, unhappy. All of those symptoms that I had before, I went right back to it. So I knew I could never do that again. I knew I had to be on this product for life. So we just continued to share with other people. And you know what happened to us is I lost the 30 pounds. I got mom. I'm energetic. I hardly ever take a nap now. I am go, go, go. I woke up at 3 a.m. this morning and I was on the computer for a couple hours taking care of something because my mind was just going crazy. Look at me. Do I look tired? We just go, 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 go nowadays. So energy was huge for us. But dropping that weight was amazing. And now this is how we eat. This is our lifestyle. So like my parents did with me, with the vegetables and the fruit and the clean meat and fish, I'm now doing with my children, but in our way. And now we eat this way. This is our lifestyle. This is how we live every day. And this is what they know. I mean, every day, twice a day, my oldest asks for a shake. Now he's starting to make his own. Hey, my youngest one does make his own. And my middle one eats a bar every single day. So they're taking care of themselves. I don't even have to feed them, which is really cool. But I know that they're getting the nutrients because I know how I feel and I know the difference. And I see what they're being capable of and how they're reacting in their bodies and what's happening. So it's provided this amazing amount of nutrients for our family that we never have to question. And guys, when all of this hit, I think I've shared this on a call before. I'm a little bit of a freak in different ways. When all this hit, I made a debug box, right? If we've got a bug out of town, I made a box. And the first thing I did, and the kids helped me, was an Isagenix box. We had all of our Isagenix food ready to go because the only thing we needed to do was unwrap it or grab water. And so that's what Isagenix provides. I'm going to go through what Isagenix provides because I firmly believe in this so much. This is how we live our life. This is how we've been able to help so many people, thousands and thousands of people live a lifestyle. And many of you are on this call tonight. So thank you so much for that. But we feel the difference and people feel the difference immediately. It doesn't take long to know. However, just so you know, if you do buy in, and just get back with the person who invited you, but if you do buy in and you get this and it's not quite right for you, no problem. The company has a money back guarantee. And you know, half of those women that I started with on the track, half of them said, I'm going to do it, but I'm going to send it back and get my money back. They're all still here today. 7.5 years later, still eating this way every single day. So it doesn't happen, but it's always available. But here's what we offer. We offer quite a few different things. We offer weight loss, performance, vitality and well-being, beauty and skincare, and financial wellness. And I'm going to talk briefly about each one of this. Weight loss is a side effect. It's one of our benefits. It's not actually our focus. Our focus is health. When people, and when Kimberly shares her story, that's pure health. Mine was energy and weight loss and feeling good and getting rid of stress and happiness. Kimberly's is health, but weight loss is a side benefit. And it happens for a lot of people when your body's needed. Our bodies are smart. Our bodies do what they need to do. We just have to give it the right nutrition. And when you give that right nutrition, the body reacts. And that's what Isagenix does. They offer the best of the best products, the best of the best ingredients from the best resources and places in our world. Performance, if you want to up your game, and I did, this is how I became a dancer. And he had me doing everything. I mean, you should know all the different dances and dance classes and different types of dances I did to mentally and physically prepare. I had bruises all up and down my body, but I had a performance line to help me to get through it, no problem. The vitality and well-being, that's the health and our skincare and financial. I touched briefly on that. Kimberly's going to talk more about that, but who would have ever thought that a box arriving at my doorstep could have created what it's done for my family and for so many other people. So real quick about our products. The Cleanse for Life. I love this Cleanse for Life. I didn't get to do it right away, so I know the difference of what Cleanse does. I was nursing, so you can't cleanse while you're nursing because it removes toxins, and you don't want to give that to the baby. So I waited, and it was the best thing ever. Cleanse for Life, the main ingredient in here is aloe vera, and what it does for us is it removes toxins, it removes some inflammation, it removes a little bit of the excess body water weight. So a lot of people do lose some extra weight when they first do their first cleanse, and each cleanse after that. When I go on vacation, I automatically cleanse. I'm going to lose that extra body weight, that body water, excuse me, the body water weight immediately. And it happens. But what happens, what we feel is that energy, that brain focus, that I'm alive. And I often hear that from our customers. I feel amazing after cleansing. It's pretty crazy what it does. Shakes. Again, I saw the difference. I had our shake. I brought in another one in between because I didn't think that I would be able to continue with this because of finances. Worst mistake ever. I went right back to the hangry, not happy, not satiated, no energy. This is full of vitamins and minerals, 72. There's enzymes in here. It tastes amazing. 7.5 years later, having to shake 2 times a day, sometimes 3, sometimes 4 even, I still say yum, yum. And I still look forward to it, especially after cleanse days. Most best thing ever. Ionic Supreme. This is our liquid gold, or some people call it frisky juice. It has all kinds of names because we love it so much. And my best way to describe the Ionics is from head to toe. It's an X-ray. It's looking for wherever we have a little bit of an imbalance. So a mental imbalance, a physical imbalance, stress related, energy levels, sleep disorders, whatever it may be, it has adaptogens and herbs that go to attack that so that you can adapt your brain and body to being the way it's supposed to be. One of the most amazing things ever. Vitamins. the vitamins. I mean, how often do people know and feel a difference after taking vitamins? Most people take vitamins because their doctors tell them. Our customers come back within a week to 2 weeks going, wow, I feel amazing. The discomfort has gone away or feels less. My hair, nails, skin, brain focus, energy, sleep has never been better. People tell us all the different things that they feel just by adding these vitamins. And now in today's world, so much more important to do these right now. And then isogenesis, oops, can't see that. Isogenesis is an antioxidant. It's in the complete essentials, but many of us take extra. I take anywhere from 3 to 10 extra every day, depending what's going on, because it brightens my mood. It gives me more energy. It just makes everything better. So I love that. So guys, we have a pack, and this is what happens. If you say yes, and you're a customer, you're brand new, you're a guest here today, and you say yes, I want what Stephanie and Kimberly and the other people have talked about before, we really highly recommend you get a pack. You can choose a pack according to your budget. There are more to offer, but we really do recommend the value pack. That's this one over here, because it gives you everything. It gives you that I don't have to think much at all. I just dive into the box, and we come with videos and instructions and a coach, and the coach makes all the difference. This community, our Facebook groups, that's what supports people and keeps people here. If you can just put in the chat, any of our team members, how much this community and how much our Facebook groups mean, they keep people encouraged and motivated. But you got to start with the product, get the product, have it come directly to you, and see what happens. Maybe it could just change your life like it did ours. And with that, I have had the biggest pleasure of meeting Kimberly Pennie, all because of this community. Most of us would never have met each other if it wasn't for this community. So Trisha, Kimberly, and so many of our friends never would have met. Even the guests on the call usually come to us because of the community and what we have to offer. And Kimberly is just that sister that you just bring into your life that's like, oh, you make me feel whole. You make me feel just great. She has a story to share. And without further ado, I'm going to have her share the story. But it's intense, guys. I want you to really hear her story about her and her husband and what they have gone through to be able to get here. So thank you so much for allowing me to share my story. Kimberly.
Oh, thank you, Stephanie. Well, I'm happy to share, and I hope it helps somebody. My journey with Isagenix was really a health journey for me. That picture on the left was when I was in heart failure. I had started an internet marketing company back in 1994, and we were doing amazing. I grew to like 30 employees. But at the same time, all this excitement, the overhead was huge. It was about $100,000 a month. I got pregnant. I met my husband. I got pregnant, had a son, and I could no longer handle the level of stress that it took to run a company. And I started having these arrhythmias where I'd lose my vision and the use of my legs. And the first time it happened, I thought I was dehydrated. And the second time it happened, I knew I had a problem. And sure enough, I went to the Heart Institute and they diagnosed me with heart failure. And I thought, what the heck? Heart failure? And then I learned I had Hashimoto's, then fibromyalgia. Then when you get one autoimmune disease, you get multiple. So I don't know if the autoimmune caused the heart failure or if it was a severe calcium and magnesium deficiencies, which can cause heart arrhythmias. And then if you don't treat them, it can cause scar tissue in the heart. And as that scar tissue gets greater, your arrhythmias get more dramatic. And I ended up having to go through 3 heart surgeries to save my life. And I had a brilliant surgeon, and he was willing to take the time to help me. And, you know, they were 8 or 9 hour surgeries. It wasn't fun. And I really thought I was going to die. They told me there was nothing more they could do, and my heart muscle was really weak. At my worst, my blood pressure was 70/50. And, you know, now they tell me, this is really sad. They go, "You look like a bloated corpse." And I'm like, "Oh, thank you." But all of this sounds very sad. But what I want to bring you back to is that if I can recover from these things, so can other people. And Isagenix was instrumental in my recovery. After my last surgery, I was really weak, and I could barely walk across my house. And if you've ever been that weak, it's awful. I mean, just to stand up on your legs. And one of my clients of 20 years, he felt bad for me, you know, having to sell my business. And he said, "Will you go talk to this lady?" And I kind of rolled my eyes and I go, "Please, no." Everybody said, you know, "I've tried everything. I spent so much money trying to save my life. If I told you some of the things that I tried, you'd probably chuckle." But I thought, what the heck? I didn't care what I weighed. I was, you know, it was just one of those things. And I had had a mild stroke. And at that point, I just gave up, and I thought, well, whatever, I'll go talk to this lady. So she put me on the system, and the first week, I had a couple of days I didn't feel so great. And then after that, I started feeling better than I had felt in years. And about my 10-day point, I had strength in my legs. And I thought, what the heck? It couldn't be this stuff. And then I thought, oh, it's just a fluke day. The next day I had strength. The next day I had strength. I had more strength, more strength, more strength. And I went from being so weak that I could barely walk across my house, and that's not an exaggeration, to getting up, taking care of 10 horses. I can saddle up, go on a 2-hour horseback ride, come home, clean my house, make dinner for my family, and I am not annihilated. I am 51 now, and I have more energy than I did in my 20s. And 3 months into the program, I had to go back because I have to have my heart regularly checked by my heart surgeon. And he did an ultrasound of my heart, and he goes, "Oh my God, what have you been doing?" And I said, "Oh, I tried this, you know, I've been doing this nutrition system." And I explained it to him, and he tried it. And I went back to the lady that put me on it, and I go, "How can I get involved? Is this something that I can sell?" Because I was going to retire. I thought my life was over. I just wanted to spend time with my family if I was going to kick the bucket. And here I am. And now I've sold my company, and I feel so good. I can't retire. How can I retire knowing what I know and knowing that there is a system out there like this? And for people with autoimmune disease, we have major problems. We have trouble every time we go to eat. We have to think about what we're consuming and what we're eating. If you go to a restaurant, if I get cross-contaminated with gluten, I mean, it'll put me into a sickness for a whole week. And it can just tumble out of control. And so what I found is that I always have a safe meal. I always have a backup. If I'm out running around, I have an Isagenix bar in my purse, or I have a shake and I can take it with me. I know that if there's not a restaurant that I trust, that understands gluten-free, that won't cross-contaminate me, I always got my shake. And what's really cool is it's so nutritious. It has 242 different nutrients. And you get so much nutrition in this shake that it's changed my life. And the business part, wow, it's changed my life in so many ways. And being from traditional business, you have overhead. And not only do you have to work, I was working, selling, you have to do everything. And it's exhausting. and to be able to work from home in my jammies if I want to. That is the greatest gift. You have no idea. And I used to, when I had my company, you know, in the beginning, it's exciting, but when you get big and you have a lot of stress, I used to fantasize about, God, wouldn't it be great to just work from home and not have all these employees and all the stress and the overhead. And now I have that. And I challenge any traditional business owners to check out this compensation plan, because it's absolutely amazing. And it's based on, you know, so many different factors where it's kind of like, and some people go, oh, is it? Yes, it is. It's network marketing. And my experience with network marketing, I never really understood it. And it wasn't until I really started looking at the compensation plan, because at first I was just so gung-ho about sharing because I wanted to save people. It wasn't even about the money for me. I'm like, oh, whatever. And I dropped, you know, 4 months, I dropped 40 pounds. I've now lost 50 pounds. And I feel amazing. And something else, which was also very interesting, my first 4 months, I gained 5 pounds of lean muscle mass, and I was not cleared by the doctor to go to the gym yet. And I know that because prior, my naturopath had done a body composition test, and I thought, I gained 5 pounds of that going to the gym. So that was just added bonus. The weight loss was added bonus for me. But let me jump on into the compensation plan, because you have to see it. And the really cool thing about Isagenix is, you know, to have a product that works, that actually works, and not only works, it's phenomenal. You don't have to house it. You don't have to buy, you know, you buy product yourself and you be a product to the product, but you don't have to house all this product. You don't have to ship it direct. You don't have to have employees. All you do is share and love on people, and that's all you do. And it's so easy. Even a blonde cave woman could do it. So there are 5 ways to make money with Isagenix. You've got your retail profits. So as you share Isagenix, you get to make some money, a commission, if you will. And then if you share, let's say I enrolled Stephanie and I found one other person. Well, if you find 2 people in the same week that want to just be your accountability partner and just go, you get double the commissions. That's huge. They double the commissions if you share 2 packs in the same week. Not only that, you get team bonus cycles. So as your business grows, they reward you. You can make up to $10,000 extra with hitting these markers at a certain time, and you get cycle bonuses. And as your team grows, you benefit financially as they grow. So it's really fun, because the mission statement of Isagenix is to free people from physical and financial pain. And let me tell you, they do it. They do it. And you get to help other people not just feel better and lose weight, but make money. You get to help them make money, and you get to have fun with them. So it's like, it's one big party. And then they also offer you these amazing, crazy promotions. Like we have one now. I think a bunch of people are going to Fiji, and they just reward you. And the company's phenomenal with tons of integrity. And that's what I like in business. So here's what the double product, the double PIBs, we call them, bonus looks like. Let's say you enroll, okay? And you help 2 people enroll, and they purchase our value pack. I recommend the value pack. It's the same pack that I started on. And the reason why is it has a 95% success rate and an 82% retention rate. So I want people who to experience the same thing I felt. It's the smallest pack that has the vitamins. So it's not the largest pack and it's not the smallest, but I think it's the biggest bang for the buck. And those vitamins, those are a huge game changer, huge. But you get $200 if you sell 2 value packs, you get 200 for the one and 200 for the other because you sold 2 in the same week. That's $400, and you become a consultant. Now, if you become a consultant within 30 days, they also give you $100 for becoming a consultant, which is really, really cool. So you can make $500 right out of the gate. And there's 3 ways to get paid. So let's say you share a pack today, you're going to get your single commission paid tomorrow. They paid you the very next day. And then of course the PIBs, those are a week in arrears, but you have cycle earnings, you have monthly leadership pools, which are amazing. So as you grow, so not only do you get commissions on the packs, you get double commission selling too. You get rank advancement bonuses. You get cycle bonuses. Your team pays you. For every 5 person you share and enroll Isagenix, they give you $140 free box of vitamins because they want you to be a product of the product. That's absolutely incredible, right? And the monthly leadership pools once you become a manager and a director. And this is kind of what the fast track to executive is. So anybody that I say, hey, okay, if you're interested, you know, at first I didn't even have any desire to do the business. But once you get Isagenix in your body, I'm sorry, you're not going to be able to shut up about it. People are going to see your body transform, and you're going to be fighting them off with the stick. And they're going to go, well, okay, what's your secret? I want it. I want it. So why not make money? Why not get your products paid for? I have people that have big, huge companies, multi-million-dollar companies. They buy Isagenix. They share like crazy. They want to get their products paid for because they're smart. Why wouldn't you, right? So here are all the steps into getting your products paid for. You know, you get consultant bonus, you get crystal manager bonus, 5 cycle bonus. So as you cycle, you get paid. You're building this. I tell people, I go, you're building 2 sexy legs. And every time someone enrolls, they're going on these legs, and all this business volume flows up to you. And every time you get 600 points on one leg and 300 points on the other leg, Isagenix rewards you and you get paid $54. Well, it may not sound like much now, but you wait till it's 10 times a week, 20 times a week, 40 times a week. It's crazy. And you get that whether you sell or not, you know, you still get that business volume because your team's selling. And one of the things that happened 2 years ago, I've been doing Isagenix. I've been on the system for 5 years, doing the business for 4.5. Is 2 years ago, my husband caught a killer flu, and it almost took his life. And he spent 4 months, 2.5 months in ICU on life support. And they kept trying to get me to shut him off, and I wouldn't let him. And I don't know how. I look back and I go, I have no idea. I cannot tell you how I made it through the stress. It's one thing when it is you, when my heart surgeries, that was awful. But I'll tell you what, nothing is awful as when it's your spouse and it's the person that you love laying there suffering. And I just knew it in my heart that he would wake up. And I was able to drink my Isagenix shakes, which helped me for stress, right? The Ionic Supreme helps to balance that cortisol level in your body, protect you from stress. So I was able to make it every day, going to the hospital, 8 a.m. till 10 o'clock at night, without having my body completely break down. It didn't affect my heart. And I was able to get through all of that stress. And I'll tell you what, guys, I was able to be there every single day because of this business. If you have a job somewhere, who is going to employ you and pay you for 4 months while your loved one's in the hospital? There are so many benefits to this company that you just you don't think of until it happens to you. And we were able to make thousands of dollars a week sit, and I was able to focus on my husband and his health. And legit, there were some errors with him. And if I hadn't have been there, he definitely would have died. And I owe that all to Isagenix. So with that being said, my husband is home. He's good. He is playing hockey. And, you know, there's such a thing as faith and hope and good. You know, he was drinking his shakes. And when he was in rehab hospital, the nurse said, "We need to get you Isagenix." And my husband laughed and he goes, "My wife sells Isagenix." And the doctor and the nurse said, "Hey, people, they heal faster when they're on Isagenix." Legit. He said that. So go back to the person who added you. It was truly the best decision I ever made. Whoever invited you to this video tonight, please go back to them, join us. You won't regret it. There's a 30-day money back guarantee. There's no risk. And frankly, it was the best decision I ever made.
I can second that. What an incredible story, Kimberly and Stephanie. Wow, you both just truly, truly blew me away and touched my heart tonight. I know everybody else is feeling the same way. I love it, guys. Right now in the chat, if you can just share a few takeaways or share your gratitude for these two beautiful women. And I'm so grateful for second chances. I love that you said that. And I'm so grateful that both of you, you know, kept on. Because right now there's a lot of people that are feeling down and out, and there's a lot of people that are losing hope. That light is dimming, and they're feeling that crushing weight of the world around them. And this is a story of, I love a good underdog story. I love a good fight back story, and both of you share just incredible stories. In fact, I was watching Cinderella Man last week, and I just love a good fight story. So guys, I know that there has to be some questions. I know you must have some questions, and we want to answer those. So you can either unmute yourself or you can type them in the chat box if you are feeling a little scared to ask. But give us a heads up if you have something you want to ask. We are going to close those that, hold on one second. You guys are awesome. There we go. We are going to go ahead and close the call officially. We want to honor your time, especially for those that are on the East Coast and feeling sleepy. But if you'd like to stay on, please do. Thank you, everybody who joined us. And I really, truly hope that you will join us next week, because we are a ripple in the water, and we are offering hope and solutions and a light in a very, very somewhat dark world right now. And who knows if you are going to be that next light for somebody who's looking for answers and solutions. So again, thank you. And let's hear some questions. All right. Anybody want to just feel something in your heart that you want to share? Do you have any questions?
Well, I have a question. I'm just like, I've worked with both Stephanie and Kimberly, and it's just, I'm honored to hear both of your stories. There's just so many amazing nuggets that I didn't even know. And it's just, I'm honored that you shared that tonight. So thank you so much, both of you. You're totally inspiring to me. I'd love to know, each of you, what are your 2 favorite products? We'll start with Kimberly.
Okay. Oh my gosh, 2. I love the whole system because everything works together. You know what I mean? I guess the core, the shakes, the nutrition, which helps to strengthen the body and the immune system, that's huge. And the cleansing is huge. But so those are the best for my health. What I really, really love is the citrus Bia. I'm a Bia addict. It's our energy drink, and it has like 7 full servings of fruits and vegetables. It's the only healthy energy drink on the market. Not that we need energy, but I'll tell you what, it is it's just so great to have, something nutritious when you're starting to have a lull in your day. It's awesome.
I'm going to have to second you on that. It really is so hard to choose, but the shakes for sure, because that's meal, right? A quick, easy, convenient, delicious meal. And often I find, not often, but when I find myself just like hungry, you know how some people are just hungry and they can't get satiated. I have 4 boys, so we go through that a lot here. And you just eat, 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 and you never get satiated. It's like, why didn't I just have a shake? Because immediately you're satiated. So I love shakes. I'm going to go with Ionics, that being the second one, because that just keeps me mentally in tune. There's nothing better than having a mom that's even keeled.
Amen to that. You know, and we do a lot of challenges. I don't know if you guys know that, especially if you're new, but we do a lot of team challenges where we come together as a community and we push each other, because the system always works, right? Like, we know the system works. We've seen just absolutely incredible results all around us. Some of us have experienced, you know, some of the best results of our lives, and then had a baby. Chapter 2. It's one of the side effects of looking really good. But you know, these challenges are so great, and I mentioned that because, you know, I talked about it just this last week in one of my health groups. You know, I really felt like this quarantine kind of like sucker punched me, and I was doing good, but I was struggling, and we just started a challenge, and it's incredible what happens. I know it sounds ridiculous because what we preach every day is use the system, but it's incredible how just 1 week into truly using the system, how it's meant to be, and really focusing on eating enough protein and getting enough calories, because so many of us just are not eating enough, you know, and just eating enough. Like, it's crazy. Like, I took my before and after for 1 week, guys, and huge results. And so it's so motivating. And I share that simply because, you know, Isagenix, it's a health product, and so many people get on board and they kind of just stay where they're at after getting some results because they feel so good. But what's cool is that's fine. Like, if you're fine there, then continue that great maintenance of this beautiful lifestyle. But if you want more results, there's always that opportunity, always. And at any time you can jumpstart yourself, you know, like, in just 1 week of really eating the foods better with Isagenix and supplementing the right way and just being good, you know, being disciplined, you should see, like, I can't even tell you, like, my gym workouts, my weight is going up, my strength is increasing so quickly. It's not like it takes months, it happens quickly. Yeah. So, sorry. What else? What other questions do you guys have? Hey, Andy.
Can we have some sales tips for men?
Yes, V, is that how you say it?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll just let you know, because we're chatting a lot about the health part now. If the girls want to share something, but I will tell you, you know, one, we have our weekend event happening, you know, celebration is this weekend, and there's going to be such incredible training on sales tips and how to do this. There's so many successful men in our company, but also a lot of us are part of every single day working calls. And so if you want to just go through the channels of reaching out to us, we can plug you into one of those groups where we're going to show you exactly what we're doing every single day. And it's all the same, regardless if you're male or female, we're all working the same way. Lots of trainings on YouTube. So reach out to me and I can send you some great links.
Yeah, V, that's one of the most special things about this company. And I've been in this industry for 28 years, 3 different companies, but it's a community. And you are invited to join on any of the calls and any of the opportunities that are presented. So you definitely get back with the person who invited you, you know, talk to them. But we have a lot of men, and on each one of these work calls that Trisha's talking about, there are men, right? We do have a lot of women, I will tell you. But there is at least one to multiple males on every single one of those work calls. And the more we can have, the more the better it is. We love the balance. And if you continue to come back to our calls each week, we always try to have a male and a female and kind of balance that out, because we want to show both how they're involved. But there are very, very, very successful men involved. So I'm glad you're here.
Well, if I can insert, I appreciate the stories, and fortunately and unfortunately both. A lot of times when we get on the Zoom, we hear great motivational stories, and don't take me wrong, I love it, I appreciate it, and revives everything in the heart. And I have a great testimony of my own. Um, been on the product for a while, but the actual mechanics, because even though I am a people person and I love talking to people, for me, when I start sharing Isagenix, it just don't go nowhere.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and I can appreciate that feeling, and I think a lot of people feel that same way, and a lot of it is just growth. We tell everybody, with Isagenix, this is a beautiful journey with this compensation plan attached. It's a journey of growth and learning and figuring out how to do it. And I can say, of course, there's going to be a different way that you're going to do it coming from a man, right? I get that. I work with a lot of men on my team, and so I know there is a different approach. And so, yeah, just reach out. I'd love to send you a couple of videos that I have in mind that might help you a little bit. But I will say, that's why these calls are so important, everybody, because it takes a community. And, people get scared and they don't know how to say things. They don't know how to share things. The truth is, this is simple, right? It's as simple as sharing. I mean, I share the restaurants I go to. I share the books that I read, the movies that I love, the TV shows that I'm binging. I'm constantly sharing. My carpet guy, my painter, whatever it is, we're sharing. And so we have to get out of the way. Like, this is simply sharing a great nutrition that helps people. It's simply sharing a great financial opportunity that will bless others' lives. So don't make it a big deal and keep it simple. But also invite people to these calls, because then they can see the stories. They can see for themselves what we're talking about. And you don't have to be the only person. Does that make sense? Like, you don't have to be the everything. You get to plug them into these communities where we can actually help you grow your business, right? We can help you grow this legacy you want to create. I hope that helps. Awesome. Okay, well, unless there's any more questions, I'm going to close this up. I got to go put on some after sun, because I was in the sun all day. As you can tell, I'm a little red. I'm not blushing. I've just got a little bit too much sun in our 118 degrees, and I'm feeling pretty hot tonight.
Well, you look amazing. It looks like an Arizona tan that you definitely have been outside. It looks great.
Yeah, it's so funny, right? The Arizona tan.
Hey, before we leave, I do want to invite, I know we have a lot of team members on here and we have a couple guests. We have something really special happening this weekend. And I'd love to take the time to invite you to this. Again, get back with the person that invited you, but we have our annual celebration happening. It starts tomorrow night. I'll give Arizona times, or Eastern, we'll do Eastern, 7 to 10 p.m. And then I have to calculate it, 12 to 8 p.m. on Saturday. And there's a workout before. This is our first one ever being virtual, obviously because of the quarantine and COVID. It's our first one that's free to everybody. And it is jammed packed. Tomorrow night, you'll meet the owners of the company, you'll meet the company, you'll meet some really special people, and our master scientists, but you're also going to see the passion that we have. And like Kimberly talked about, it's a passion inside each of us. You can't not share it with other people. We're going to introduce new products. We have an entire new lines coming out. And if you're plant-based or vegan, you'll be very excited because there's lots of great stuff coming. And some
sure Jimmy's on tomorrow night, Stephanie.
What's that?
I'm pretty sure Jimmy is presenting tomorrow night.
And there's nothing like Jimmy Smith. We'll let you just experience Jimmy all on his own, but Jimmy is an experience that everyone should have. And then Saturday is all of the training. So if you are a part of Isagenix, you definitely want to make sure you tune in on Saturday as much as you can. If you're a guest and you want more, it's open. So if you are a guest, you just go to Isagenix Live or Celebration Live 2020 and type in guest. If you're a member, you're a customer, distributor, you just type in your ID number. And so we definitely want to make sure you guys are all invited to that. And please, if you can, take the time, because it will be very, very exciting. We like to pump people up and get people excited. There's going to be sharing the shots and all kinds of different things happening over the weekend. So thank you, everybody.
Wonderful. All right. Well, thank you guys. What a great meeting. Another one in the books. This was absolutely beautiful. Make sure that you go to our YouTube channel. If you just Google or go to YouTube and type in One Team Storytime, you'll see dozens of our past recordings from, you know, major weight loss, you know, different health things, financial successes, athletes, professional athletes, just incredible, incredible stories. So go ahead and check those out. And again, please join us next week. We love you guys. Have a fabulous weekend. And we hope that you're living your very, very best lives. And we're here to support you to do that. Bye, everybody.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye. Looks beautiful there, Heidi.
I know, and your hair is longer, Heidi.
Trisha, how do you want to